Welcome to the December 13, 2023 regular meeting of the Chino Valley Fire District Board of Directors. The time is 6 p.m. I will now call the meeting to order and take roll. Director John DeMonico.
Here.
Director Tom Howie.
Here.
Director Mike Krieger.
Here.
Vice President Sarah Ramos-Evinger.
Present.
And myself, Harvey Luke, present. Board members, please make sure when you comment your microphones are on, and remember to talk directly into the microphone. It's now time for our flag salute. If you'd all please stand and join me in the flag salute and remain standing for the invocation. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And Fire Chaplain Keith Roby is joining us to present the invocation.
Please bow your heads with me. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the privilege and honor of serving the Chino Valley Fire District. And we thank you for those we recognize tonight for their years of service and retirement, for their promotion, and for those just starting to join our ranks. We are blessed to be able to hire the best of the best in all that we do. I pray for your continued protection for our personnel and our families, and thank you for the sacrifices they've made over the years that we might serve our communities. Father, we ask for your wisdom and guidance for the board members this evening, and continued wisdom and guidance throughout the year to come. Father, we praise and we thank you for all you've done. Grant this Christmas season that our hearts will be filled with thankfulness for all the blessings you have given us. We praise you for the birth of your Son, Jesus, and the salvation he gives us on the cross at Calvary. Help us to remember your great love for us. Let this Christmas season be a reminder of all you have done. May our hearts be forever grateful. We pray this in Jesus' precious name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Okay, clerk of the board, do we have any changes to the agenda?
Yes, we do, President Lou. We received notice that Captain Pete Morales was not able to attend tonight's meeting. This presentation will be pulled from the agenda and rescheduled to a future meeting date, and there are no other changes to the agenda. Thank you. The first item on our agenda tonight is presentations and announcements. And tonight we are recognizing our outgoing board president, John DeMonico, and we invite him to come forward, please.
It's nice to be on this side of the
I know, I'm saying that. We have a special presentation tonight. It is with great privilege that on behalf of the Board of Directors, I present this award to John DeMonico for his service as Board President from December 2022 through November 2023.
I promise not to hit you.
Just don't drop it.
No, thank you. No, I'm going to put it back down before I do drop it.
Looks nice. Now I'll share highlights of John's background and remarkable accomplishments.
Should just have one page.
A lot of space between the lines. John and his wife Joanne reside in Chino Hills. They have 2 grown children and 3 grandchildren. Also, John and Joanne are proud owners of a Labradoodle named Ollie. Beyond John's 18 years of service on the Chino Valley Fire District Board of Directors, John served in the United States Navy on board the USS Ranger as a member of the Flight Deck Crew Guided Missile Division. John, we owe you a debt of gratitude for your service, and thank you for your bravery and sacrifice. In addition to serving our nation, John pursued an education and career in fire service. He is a graduate of the National Fire Academy and obtained the certification of Executive Fire Officer. He received his Bachelor of Arts degree in Public Management from the University of Redlands and an Associate's degree of Fire Science from the Cerro Cozo Community College in Ridgecrest. John holds numerous California state certifications, including Certified Chief Officer, Certified Fire Officer, and Certified Fire Investigator 1 and 2. John's fire service career spans a period of over 33 years. John served the City of Hawthorne Fire Department, where he held the position of firefighter, firefighter paramedic, fire engineer, fire captain, fire training officer, and arson investigator. He served as fire chief for the cities of Westminster and San Marino. He retired as fire battalion chief with the Orange County Fire Authority, serving the cities of Placentia, Yorba Linda, and the unincorporated areas of Orange County. Throughout his career, John has played a key role in various major programs, such as initiating and executing a 911 ambulance transportation program, establishing an emergency preparedness program, an emergency operations center, and launching Operation Heart, which was Hawthorne Emergency Ambulance Response Team. His operational involvement includes leading responses to and overseeing major disasters in his communities. One of the most notable incidents where John served as the incident commander took place on April 23, 2002, involving a head-on collision between a freight train and a Metrolink commuter train in the city of Placentia. This disaster impacted approximately 300 Metrolink passengers, with 275 receiving triage and 162 being transported to 13 local hospitals. The emergency response team under his leadership comprised around 120 firefighters and 45 ambulances. Following this event, John was tasked with supporting the National Transportation Safety Board for 18 months as part of the survivability group investigating the disaster. The significance of this disaster led to the Discovery Channel creating a reenactment of the incident titled Fateful Journey, in which John had the privilege of participating. Outside the realm of public service, John and his wife Joanne find joy and rejuvenation in their passion for cruising. John also enjoys spending time with his family, traveling, fishing, sports, cars, cooking, and home projects. Today, as we honor John, let's also celebrate his character, a person of integrity, compassion, and dedication. His unwavering commitment to fire service and beyond sets a shining example for all of us. John, we are grateful for your dedication, vision, and service as president of the board of directors. Thank you.
Thank you. You know, it's, I've been on the board for a while, and it's been my privilege to be on the board. And it's been very rewarding to me in a lot of respects. But being here, I think the true heroes of the fire district are all the employees here. And the employees make this district what it is. And thank you for making the board look good, because you do. You do the work, and we sit up here and look good. But thank you, and everybody has worked hard. I've seen this district transform over the years. We've come a long way over the last number of years, and we are a district that we're very proud of. We're on the cutting edge of a lot of things, and a lot of people want to come here and work with us now and be part of our team and our family. And I thank all of you for that, so thank you very much. And I want to give you a round of applause, so thank you very much. Oh, no. What? Oh, need a photo. Oh, I forgot. Okay.
Now I can photobomb John.
And one last comment. I forgot to thank my board. Thank you all for
Thank you,
being so
John.
supportive and
Thank
for
you.
everything you do. Thank you, John. It's like forgetting to thank your wife.
You didn't do that either.
You did forget to.
Thank you, John.
The next item on our agenda is new chaplain introduction, and we invite Chaplain Joey Patia to please come forward.
We met earlier at Make a Child Smile. This evening, we would like to introduce Chino Valley Fire's newest chaplain, Joey Padilla. Joey was born in Los Angeles and grew up in Baldwin Park. Joey resides in Ontario with his wife Denise, and they have 6 children and 7 grandchildren. Joey is a member of Calvary Chapel, Chino Valley. Joey serves on many different ministries through church, such as First Responders Ministry, men's ministry, couples ministry, hospitality ministry, and prison ministry. At his leisure, Joy enjoys reading, traveling, hiking, music, cooking, and classic cars. Joy, we welcome you to the Chino Valley Fire.
So here's the thing, the chaplain corps is a super important aspect of our organization. It's really the folks that help serve the internal customer as well. So I have a challenge for all of you, many of you are here tonight. So as you build the football team, most of the time you'll focus on the front line because, you know, we know the skilled players can do their. So we have the front line now, we have Keith Rowe, we have the rest of you, we have the gentlemen. So the challenge for you is we need you to reach out into our community and find us a nice young lady to help serve in other capacities. So that's the challenge for you and for you. So anyway, welcome aboard. We're happy to have you. Thanks.
I agree, Chief. Our chaplain service is just amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. And the next item is employee promotion. We invite Captain Brett Underwood to please come forward.
Captain Brett Underwood began his career with Chino Valley Fire in October 2014 as a firefighter paramedic. Before joining the Chino Valley Fire District, Brett worked for CAL FIRE as part of their San Bernardino unit as a firefighter. Brett is a highly educated professional holding 3 associate's degrees attained from Crafting Hills College. Building upon this foundation, he earned a bachelor's degree in EMS administration from Columbia Southern University. He's a member of the HAZMAT and the USAR, which is the Urban Search and Rescue Team, showcasing his expertise in handling hazardous materials and responding to complex emergency situations. Additionally, Brett is a member of the burn cadre, further highlighting his specialized skills in controlling burns and fire management. Brett and his wife Lauren reside in Yucaipo. In his free time, Brett enjoys hunting, fishing, and camping. In November of this year, Brett was promoted to the rank of captain and is currently leading the A shift for Station 63. Please join me in congratulating and welcome Brett as the district's newest captain.
So before I hand this over to Brett for him to invite up who he would like to pin his badge, I was making this statement to a couple of my commanding officers, and I took a little bit of flack, but I'm going to say it again because it's meaningful and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. When you make these promotions, it's one of the most special things you can do as a fire chief. I can say without a shadow of a doubt, this is probably one of the easiest promotions I've ever had to make. So most of you know I have a son. If my son turns out to be half of what Brett is, I'll feel like a success. If my daughter marries somebody like Brett, I'll feel like a success. So Brett, I say that, and I know this is being filmed, so all the other young aspiring fire captains, I think that they should be looking at you as a great example of what this organization desires and expects. So congratulations, I'm very proud of you.
I can invite Dean up.
He's one of the ones that took some flack from.
Congratulations. But it's a distinct honor to pin you with your captain's badge. I know you're tearing up, and I am as well. Your biggest cheerleader, your wife Lauren, couldn't be here tonight, but she is your cheerleader, and you guys are an amazing couple. She is so proud of you. I am proud of you as your rookie captain and seeing you through. I know there's good things ahead for you. I trust that under your leadership and mentorship, many would find their fulfillment in this profession and be able to serve this community in a more robust way. We love you and we wish you the best, and we wish you protection over your life.
Come on in.
Yeah, all you guys. Let's go.
Well, he wants all you guys. He just did a command decision, so. I'm in another role, so I can't, I'm, okay, come on in.
Tallest and shortest?
And he's a.
Are you still sticking by what you said earlier?
Next, we have our Employee Service Awards, and we would like to invite up Fire Inspector Tori Jung for 5 years of service.
Tori began her career with the fire district in 2018. Alongside being a fire inspector, she has served as a fire investigator for the past 3 years. Tori serves as a co-treasurer of the Chino Valley Fire Foundation and is also secretary of the San Bernardino County Fire Prevention Officers Association. Thank you, Tori, for your 5 years of service to the fire districts, and congratulations.
So we're very, very fortunate to get Tori. She worked for a friend of mine who's a chief at another organization, and I had called him and talked about her, and he was very, very disappointed that we were able to take somebody over to our organization from theirs. Tori is one of those folks that I see in the hallways, and seems like I'm probably serious a lot for whatever reason, personality, job, title, whatever. And I always see Tori, and I get a smile on my face because she's keeps things uplifted, and I appreciate the fact that she jumps on our Sparky uniform and does that for us too. So, anyway, congratulations on your 5 years.
Okay, we're gonna take a 5 or 10 minute break for photos, so we'll restart in about 10 minutes, okay? We'll go ahead and call the meeting back to order.
The next item on the agenda is public communications. This is the time and place for the general public to address the Board of Directors about subjects that do not appear elsewhere on the agenda. The public may address items on the agenda at the time addressed by the board. Due to board policy and Brown Act requirements, action may not be taken on any issue not on the agenda. When you address the board, please state your name and address prior to making your remarks, and please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Board President, I have no written request to speak. Is there anyone present who would like to address the board at this time? Please come forward.
Okay,
Thank you.
just turn on to make sure that the mic is in front of my face, for those of you that were there last time.
Hello.
This is Liam, my son. Let's see.
What does that do?
I don't know, but we're not gonna touch it, okay? Okay. So, there we go. When do I start?
You may start.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Nicole Wood. I am a single mother of 2 amazing boys. And on June 3rd, my ex-husband took our boys to the pool area at Monterey Manor Mobile Home Park in Montclair. My children's father left both of our boys alone in a jacuzzi without flotation devices on and willfully walked away, leaving our boys without adult supervision to go and smoke a cigarette. On June 3rd, my 3-year-old son Robert drowned in the jacuzzi. That horrific day has forever changed the lives of not only me and my 2 boys, but my entire family. I am grateful to all the first responders who responded to Robert that day, including AMR Rancho, Chino Valley Fire Department, and the Montclair Police Department. I want to take this moment to thank each one of you for everything that you did and everything that you do. Having said that, I only have 3 minutes, so I'll talk quickly. I am currently working with the Congresswoman Norma Torres, Senator Susan Rubio, and Assemblyman Freddie Rodriguez to pass a bill that would mandate parents to remain in the pool area at all times with their child, regardless of whether the child is in the pool or not. It would also mandate a fire marshal to inspect community pool areas to ensure an AED is ready and available to those in need, and it would also allow first responders to go into schools in their community and teach children about water safety and CPR. Finally, I would like to speak with you about creating an organization to assist grieving siblings of these fatal and non-fatal drownings. My 7-year-old son Liam was present the day Robert drowned and witnessed everything from the drowning to the life-saving efforts performed on his 3-year-old brother. This has impacted Liam greatly, and he currently reacts to all first responders. Liam informed me that he felt the firemen were harming Robert by pushing on his stomach, and it was making Robert throw up. This organization would allow grieving children to meet and interact with all of you. It would allow children to see that you are not scary and that you are available to assist them in the event of emergency. Fire Pups would be the name of the organization. I know you have a youth academy already, but this would be for young kids who have been through a traumatic event, and it would also allow the firemen to spend time with these children and families again. I believe this is critical for our community because many of these children who go through these experiences are confused, don't understand, and sometimes feel left out because their sibling who is dealing with an injury may be getting a lot more attention, which is understandable given the circumstances. Still, we should not forget about the grieving sibling. Children who are confused and are not receiving adequate attention from their parents may seek negative attention elsewhere. Please, I implore you to join me on this journey, this fight to save the next life. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Come on up. Is there anyone present who would like to address the board at this time? Okay, seeing none. The next item is liaison reports to the fire district. Yes, Director Steve Eli from Inland Empire Utilities Agency is present here with us tonight.
That's a tough act to follow. I have been here for a while, so I thought I'd come say hello, and things are great. Things are great between us. I appreciate all that you do for our community. I was especially proud to participate this morning and make a child smile. Yes, okay. And obviously the presence of your staff and your professional staff and all of you was very important to our community. We at IUA are continuing to do our public service. We've got a fairly large budget, about $450 million budget. We've got the facility, we provide service to almost 1 million people from here in the Chino Valley all the way to Fontana. Everybody doesn't want to really think about what IUA does unless there's a problem, right? So besides water service, we provide sewer service and recycle water, and everybody just wants to use their garbage disposal, and everything goes away. So, but happy to work with all of you and your staff. Your staff is tremendous. When the new fire station comes online, it'll have drainage and other things that have been worked on with our staff. I again encourage all of you to, if you can and want to, come out and view the construction project going on at Regional Plant 5 in Chino, which is right by our nature park, and see what's going on. I mean, right there we've got probably about 100 tradespeople on site all the time, and we're running a wastewater treatment plant at the same time. Everybody that's been out there, from public servants to engineers, etc., has been amazed at how much can be done in such a small area, and for a service that really goes unnoticed unless there's a problem. Of course, if you have a problem, please let me know. You all have my cell phone numbers, including the chief and Dean and Carlos and Jeremy. Anyway, thank you all for all you do, and really, there's no problems. We've got a great working relationship. We have 3 major facilities in your service area, and I believe your staff uses it a couple times a year for training because it is that kind of good facility. So that's all I have.
Thank you. Steve, I have a question for you.
Yeah, John.
And I don't know why you even thought about it, but with all the waste recycling now, and all of the new requirements coming in for waste recycling, and what people are supposed to be doing with their organic trash now, I just have this funny feeling a lot more of it's gonna go down garbage disposals. Is that gonna be really impacting you guys, or, I mean, what?
You know, the thing, if people put food and things that are supposed to go down their drains, it's not a problem. So for example, every action has a reaction, right? So when we had the drought and we told people to use less water, the intensity of the wastewater flows increased. So you'd have more stuff, I'll call it. One of the biggest expenses we have, so everything comes down by gravity flow. You imagine you use your shower, it goes down a drain, goes to a bigger drain in the city in which you live, and then it goes to a large pipe by gravity flow to our treatment plant. One of the first things we have to do is screen it. And what we find are, those things that they call washable wipes, they're not really supposed to go down the toilet. Eggshells, coffee grinds. We've even had a suitcase somehow ended up in it. So we have these screens that take that out. Other than that stuff that's taken out by the screen, we use everything else. So the solid waste, we take all the water out of it, We turn that solid waste, we take it up to our plant in Rancho Cucamonga and turn it into commercial compost. We have the world's largest indoor composter in Rancho Cucamonga, an old IKEA warehouse. So the answer to your question is, if it's just food and not coffee grinds and eggshells, which shouldn't be going down there anyway, it shouldn't increase any costs, et cetera.
Thank you, I was just curious about that.
Yeah.
That was-
But if anybody does want to see any of our plants, including I had Norma Torres out at the composter. It's really fascinating. They take solid waste and clean it and turn it into compost, so we don't have to truck solid waste to Arizona anymore. So imagine the savings, not just in money, but in the earth.
Thank you, Steve. And Angela, Nicole, I don't know how long you're staying, but before you leave, would you please give your contact information to the clerk?
Of course.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have anyone from the Chino Valley Fire Foundation present who would like to address the board, or any other liaisons here tonight? Okay. Seeing none, the next item on the agenda is the consent calendar.
All right, do we have any public comments on the consent calendar? All right, seeing none. If any board member wishes to pull an item from the consent calendar for discussion, please state the item number you wish to pull. Otherwise, I would request, I'm sorry.
Motion to approve.
All right.
I'll second.
Second. Okay. Motion by Director Howie and a second by Director DeMonico. I will now do a voice vote. Director John DeMonico.
Yes.
Director Howie.
Yes.
Director Krieger.
Yes.
Vice President Ramos Evinger.
Yes.
And myself, yes. Item carries 5-0.
Next is new business, item number 8, appropriations limit for fiscal year 2023-24. Purpose is for the Board of Directors to review the method for computing the fire district's appropriations limit and review, approve, and adopt resolution number 2023-11, establishing the annual appropriations limit for fiscal year 2023-24. And the report is by Finance Director Mark Shaker.
Thank you. The first item tonight is the annual appropriations limit. As you all know, we have to adopt this annually for the next fiscal year. The details of the calculation are attached to this report. As detailed in the worksheet, the district has the option of using the higher price factor, rate of change, and population change. The selected rate of change for the price factor is the local non-residential new construction amount and the population change in the county of San Bernardino, as this yields a higher blended factor than using the two city and unincorporated area changes. The blended price and population change added to the prior limit brings the new limit up to $527,156,934. Our appropriations subject to this limit are just about $53.3 million, so we are well below the appropriations limit, about 10% of that. Staff recommends that the Board of Directors review and approve the appropriation limit calculation and adopt Resolution 2023-11, establishing the annual appropriation limit for the fiscal year 2023-24. And that's the end of my report.
All right, do we have any requests to speak?
No request to speak on this item.
I don't see anyone. Okay, so now's the time for the board to comment. Please ask your questions and make your remarks when I call your name. Director DeMonico.
Oh, just a comment, we do this every year and it's pretty routine, so I have no questions and no comments.
Director Howie?
Nothing.
Okay, Director Krieger.
Yeah.
Vice President Ramos Evinger? No. And myself either, you're right, this is an annual event and we're used to this. It seems a little crazy, but I understand. All right, so now I would like to request a motion.
I'll move to approve.
And I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Director Krieger and a second by Vice President Ramos Evinger. I will now do a voice vote. Director DeMonico.
Yes.
Director Howie.
Yes.
Director Krieger.
Yes.
Vice President Ramos Evinger.
Yes.
And myself, yes. Item carries 5-0.
Can I ask a procedural question?
Yes.
Now that we're out of COVID, do we need to be doing voice votes on every item?
It's not strictly required. There are some items where a voice vote is necessary, and to your point, Director Krieger, sometimes if there's teleconferencing, it would be required on each item, but it's not required overall on every item.
Okay, thank you.
So before we take our next action, I'll be able to.
Yeah.
Okay,
We just have a few tonight, and it just,
Yeah. yeah.
Last year.
The next item is item number 9, fiscal year 2023 audit report. Purpose is to present the fiscal year 2023 annual comprehensive financial report and related disclosure letters to the board for review and approval. Report by Finance Director Mark Shaker.
Thank you again. The next item is the audit for fiscal year 2022-23. The audit has been completed and the annual comprehensive financial report and related disclosure letters are being presented to the board for review and approval. We're fortunate tonight to have Brett Van Lant, partner of Van Lant and Fancanel LLP, here to give a presentation on the audit as well as answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Mark. Good evening. My name is Brett Van Lant, partner with Van Lant and Fancanel. BLF for short, that way you don't have to try and pronounce that. We conducted the audit for the Chino Valley Fire District for the fiscal year ended June 30, 2023. I have a short presentation going over the audit process and the reports that were issued as part of the audit. So the audit process is kind of a two-part process. There's a preliminary audit field work, what we call interim. That's where we are really gaining an understanding of the internal controls over financial reporting. There's various procedures that we perform to do that. Analysis, discussion with staff, things like that. Second part is the year-end audit field work. That's where we're actually testing the balances that are in your financial statements. There's various procedures that we do regarding that process, confirmation, inquiry, comparisons, things like that, of the amounts that are actually reported in your financial statements. There's several reports that are issued as part of the audit. There's the audit report, there's an internal control report, report on the district's calculation of the appropriations limit, and also a required communication with the board. So the audit report is obviously the most notable, is a report on the financial statements. There's various sections of that report describing the different responsibilities. The financial statements are the responsibility of management. Our responsibility is to express an opinion on those financial statements. We're providing reasonable assurance that the amounts and disclosures are fairly presented in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles. The procedures that we perform involve our judgment based off of our risk assessment process, and we're not providing absolute assurance. The district's financial statements received an unmodified opinion, which is a clean opinion. That's the highest level of reporting you can get in an audit. We are also reporting on the required supplementary information that's included in your financial statements. However, we're not stating an opinion on those sections. Just some key figures I was going to point out with regards to your financial statements this year. You'll notice that your liability for CalPERS increased significantly compared to the prior year. This actually goes in line with losses that CalPERS incurred 2 years ago. So in the 2022 fiscal year, their losses are now being reflected in your liability this year because it's a year behind. OPEB liability increased slightly, but mainly that's due to losses, unrealized losses on investments. No real changes in benefits or anything like that. So these are all actuarially determined calculations. I always like to point out the note disclosure in the financial statements that shows what your liability will be if their assumptions are either better or worse by 1%. And you can see in a lot of times your liability will almost double by one if it's higher by 1% or lower by 1%. So again, these are actuarially determined, and They end up being some of the biggest numbers in your financial statements and probably have the least amount of reliability as far as what the actual amount would be at any point in time. Fund balance in your general fund increased about $5.5 million compared to the prior year. So overall, pretty good health-wise as far as the general fund is looking. Unrestricted fund balance in your general fund is approximately 64% of your 2023 expenditures. That's about 7.5 months reserves. GFOA, which is Government Finance Officers Association, they have a recommended best practice of a two months minimum, and so you can kind of see where you are in accordance with best practices. The unrestricted fund balance includes the unassigned, assigned, and also committed fund balance, which is in your general fund. I mentioned the report on internal controls. This is a report that's required by government auditing standards. We're required to evaluate the district's internal controls over financial reporting. If we identify any material weaknesses, significant deficiencies, or material noncompliance, we would be required to report it in this report. The report that was issued is a standard report. There were no material weaknesses or significant deficiencies or material noncompliance to report. So that's just a standard report that's required in any government audit. So the agreed upon procedures report on the district's calculation of the appropriations limit. We are required to test the district's calculations in accordance with the California Constitution, and it's an exceptions only, so if there's any exceptions to that calculation, we're required to report it. We did not have any exceptions, so it's a standard report as well. It sounds like you guys were adopting the one for following fiscal years. You can see you're just well below the appropriations limit, so it's really kind of not an issue at this point. There's also what we call the SAS 114 letter. This is a required communication with the board of directors. It identifies various estimates and sensitive disclosures in your financial statements, most notably your pension and your OPEB disclosures, again, because they are based off of estimates, so just bringing your attention to that. If there's any difficulties or disagreements to report, that would be included there. Happy to report we did not have any, and there were no other audit findings or issues, so that report is a standard letter. I would like to thank Mark and the finance staff for all their help in completing an audit. It's a lot of work on both parties, so I appreciate their efficiency and assistance throughout the audit. So that concludes my presentation. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to go over the audit.
All right, thank you, Brett. Okay, do we have board comments? Director Delmonico?
No, public first.
Oh, thank you. Do we have any requests to speak?
There are no requests to speak.
Okay. All right.
I do have a question on the unrestricted fund balance, and you reflected we had 7.5 months of unrestricted fund balance. Does that include our emergency fund, our vehicle replacement fund, all those funds? And how about the 115 trust? Does it include that as well? That's separate from that.
That's
So
right.
in what we're referring to as unrestricted funds are all our like our emergency fund balance, vehicle replacement, they're all included in that.
That's correct.
Yeah, anything that's not restricted outside of your agency. So like the pension trust is a restriction that is now beyond the agency at this point.
Okay, thank you. No further questions.
Okay. Director Halpy?
Yeah, just one quick question. Is it unusual for a lot of your clients to have that large of a, or that amount of time in those funds?
No, it just kind of depends. You're looking at a financial position in what's called a short-term like a general fund is more short-term. It doesn't include all your long-term assets, your long-term liabilities. So as soon as you come out of the general fund into the where you have your pension liabilities, it kind of goes away. So having those reserves is not uncommon.
Okay, very good, that's all.
Director Krieger?
Nothing tonight?
Nothing.
No? Okay, yeah, we talked about this a little bit in finance earlier, and I appreciate you being here. I especially appreciate reading, you know, no significant, no disagreements, no exceptions, no deficiencies, clean. These are all just right, just what we wanna read, is what we expect. We know we've got great staff here that does a good job, but we need an outside agency like you to come in and look things over, make sure what we believe is in fact true, right? And so we appreciate your efforts very, very much. It is a little concerning when you look at the pension and OPEB numbers, but like you say, those are difficult to pin down. But we're trying to do everything we can to be prepared to address those, so. Yeah, again, just appreciate you being here. I appreciate hearing there was no difficulties, no problems. I know we read it, but I'm glad you're here just to reconfirm that, so thank you.
Thank you.
All right, is there a motion?
Motion to approve?
No second?
Okay, a motion by Director DeMonico, a second by Vice President Sarah Ramos Evinger. Roll call or?
I would say for the audit of
Okay.
roll call vote's good.
All right. Director DeMonico.
Yes.
Director Howie.
Yes.
Director Krieger.
Yes.
Vice President Ramos Evinger.
Yes.
And myself, yes. Item carries 5-0. Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is item number 10, 2024 monthly financial report schedule. Purpose is to review and discuss the monthly financial report schedule for the calendar year 2024. Report by Finance Director Mark Shager.
Thank you again. I think this is my last item. So this item is in regards to the monthly financial report and treasurer's report. As you all know, these reports are included in the Board of Directors' regular meeting agenda. Currently, the monthly financial report presents data of the month preceding the board meeting dates, while the treasurer's report reflects data from 2 months prior. The December 2023 monthly financial report would normally appear on the January 2024 agenda. However, due to the timing of the New Year's holiday and the board agenda publication date, the monthly financial report will instead be included in the February board agenda. This does not impact the monthly treasurer's report, which will be included in January as it normally would. The proposed adjustment in the reporting schedule would continue this change, making the monthly financial report period match the same reporting period as the monthly treasurer's report going forward, which would offer a more cohesive presentation of the data and mitigate the need to adjust the reporting schedule in the future. It also gives the finance department a better monthly closing structure to allow for the proper closing of the month and preparation of these reports. That concludes my report, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay, do we have any requests to speak?
There are no requests to speak.
Okay. All right, so any questions or comments? No? 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 No comments. Okay, yeah, we also talked about this in finance, and so I think at this time we're ready for a motion.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, a motion by Director Krieger, second by Director DeMonico. Can I do all right, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, item carries 5-0.
The next item is item number 11, 2024 community liaisons, standing committees, and JP board member assignments. Purpose is to appoint community liaisons to the County Board of Supervisors, City of Chino Hills, Fire Safe Council, Chino Valley School District, County Airport Commission, Fire Foundation Liaison, CIM Citizens Advisory Council, CIW Citizens Advisory Council, and Inland Empire Utilities Agency. Appoint the standing committee members to the Fire District's Finance, Planning, Human Resources, and Legislative Committees, and Fire Board of Directors for 2024. Report by President Luth.
All right, do we have any requests to speak?
There are no requests to speak.
Okay, does anyone have any comments?
I changed my mind. No.
You changed your mind.
It's easy.
Well, you all have the copy of it. It's in the agenda packet too. So I thank everyone for taking their assignments and look forward to another good year of liaisoning, I guess.
Liaison.
Yes.
Thank you for that,
Thank
Harvey.
you.
Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is item number 12, ad hoc committees. Purpose is for the President of the Board of Directors to approve the list of ad hoc committees. Report by President Luth.
Okay, so we have, do I do it now, ask for public comments, or do I make comments first?
We would ask for public comment on
Okay.
this item, and we have no written request to speak.
Okay, all right, thank you. Yeah, we need to dissolve the law firm ad hoc, since they've completed their work, and keep the other two ad hocs in place, with Sarah and I on the chief evaluation, and then, let's see here,
Tom and myself.
Tom and yourself on the legislative ad hoc, so, is there any comments on the board on that? Okay, and there's no vote required on that item, so we'll move forward with those.
The next item is item 13, the Fire District Policy and Procedures for Board of Directors. Purpose is for the Board of Directors to conduct a review of the current policy and procedures for the Board of Directors. Report by President Luth, and we have no request to speak on this item.
All right, great, thank you. So we need to annually, obviously, do our board policies and procedures, have those reviewed and make any adjustments and bring those back to the board for review and approval. And so I would like to form an ad hoc committee to do that. Director Ramos, Vice President Ramos Evinger has consented to serve on that. Does anybody else have a serious desire to serve on that? If not, I will take that. Yeah, I have no problem doing it. I just want to make sure if anybody else was interested. Okay, so.
I move that Harvey's.
I was gonna say,
Well-
don't jump at once.
Yeah, right. Okay, so then, do I make the motion then? Yeah, okay, so I would move that
Do
we.
you need to make a motion for an ad hoc? I think you can just appoint an ad hoc.
Yeah, I think it's okay to appoint if there's any other direction the board wants to give associated with the timing of when it comes back to the to the full board, we could do that as a motion together with the ad hoc.
Okay, yeah, so, yeah, I would like to recommend that board members submit any of your comments, concerns, questions, or whatever to the clerk before our next meeting. And then Sarah and I, we will compile that and work on that. The goal would be to bring it back to our February meeting. If there's any delays, certainly by our March meeting, but the goal is February.
Yeah, so maybe we should look at our calendars and ask them for a specific date. Can we assign the date that it's due later, or do I have to do that right now?
It'd be the 10th, right,
But-
for the
But
comments.
we need to have time. We can't have them submitted on, don't you wanna review it first and we'll review it with everyone?
Yeah, so I'd like all the comments to the clerk by the January 10.
Okay.
That gives us a month,
Okay.
and if we need to,
President Harvey, can I weigh in? If we don't get that till the 10th, we won't be able to agendize it for the January meeting, correct? It'll have to be the following, is that correct? So we need it
yeah,
about a week.
right,
Okay.
right.
That's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we wouldn't address it in January. That's correct, absolutely. Okay,
Yeah, I would just take a voice vote for the direction for the ad hoc and then comments by January 10th with an anticipated date of the February regular meeting for consideration.
okay, is there a motion?
So moved. Sorry.
I'll second.
Okay, motion by Director Creer, second by Vice President Ramos Evinger. All in favor? Aye. Okay, carries 5-0. We are now on to the Fire Chief's comments. Fire Chief Dave Williams.
Thank you, President Luth. Under Board Activities and Public Relations, on November 11th, Veterans Day ceremonies were held for both the City of Chino Hills and the City of Chino. Both events were well attended and by myself, board members, and many community members, so we appreciate that. November 23rd and 24th, it was a Thanksgiving holiday. December 7th, Supervisor Kurt Hagman's Christmas Open House, great event. December 9th, City of Chino Youth Christmas Parade, up early, and what a great event, well attended. I think that parade's now about mile and a half, 2 mile long worth of participation, so a pretty neat thing. Today on December 13th, we had our Make a Child Smile event. Want to really thank all the support that we get, not only from Walmart, from the community, from all the staff who work tirelessly to put that event together. It's likely one of our most important events that we do all year. So thank you to all the staff and all the other public safety agencies that came out and helped, and then the really good show of support from all the dignitaries and all local electeds. Under organizational items of interest, November 15th, we had our Section 115 Trust meeting. November 16th, San Bernardino County Sheriff's Chiefs meeting, County Chiefs meeting rather, December 4th. Our Agenda Review Committee meeting on December 7th. We had a West End Chiefs meeting. And I will pass it over to our HR Director for the Human Resource update.
Thank you, Chief. Interviews for Fire Inspector were held on December 5th and 6th. Final interviews for Office Technician were held December 12th. The recruitment for Fire Apparatus and Fleet Mechanic is ongoing until a sufficient number of qualified applications are received. And I believe today we decided to close it next week. We have a good number of applicants, about 12 that will be interviewed. Recruitment for Fire Recruit was open on December 15th and is open until December 5th, and is open until January 5th, 2024. The district has quickly received a high number of applications already. On December 5th, myself and HR Specialist De La Torre attended a meeting where workers' compensation and cybersecurity matters were discussed at a Parma holiday luncheon. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Under upcoming meetings and events, the Chino Neighborhood House Christmas Party event is December 15th at 8:30 at the Chino Community Building. The City of Chino Hills Boat Parade will be December 15th at 6:30. Staging is at Galloping Hills and Eucalyptus Avenue. On December 20th, Ontario Fire Chief Ray Geik will have a retirement luncheon. His replacement has been named. It's Mike Gherkin. It's going to be a great partner for us going forward. I know Mike personally. On Monday the 25th and 26th, we are closed for the Christmas holiday. And we'd like to just announce an unfortunate situation. Many of you might know Chief Stump, Phil Stump, was previously a chief officer here at the Chino Valley Fire District, has passed away. In celebration of life services, will be at the Pierce Brothers Crest Lawn Memorial at 11500 Arlington Avenue, Riverside, California, between 10 and 11. On Monday and Tuesday, January 1st and 2nd, New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, our offices will be closed. On January 6th, the Chino Valley Fire District Union, Professional Firefighter Union, will be holding their holiday party on January 6th at Cal Aero at the Chino Airport. Under Confire items of interest, we are very, very, very pleased to announce to the community that the San Bernardino County Board of Supervisors approved the contract for the Confire request for a proposal to provide ambulance services, which took place on December 5th. So we're very, very happy to announce that. And in closing, I really just want to take a moment to thank now Director DeMonico for his service over the last year. We've had a lot of challenges building a fire station, looking at RFPs, and I'm going to say, John, we can't get this done without you. You have a tremendous history in the fire service, and I can tell you personally that I appreciate your mentorship and sometimes helping read through all the lines. So thank you very much for your leadership over the last year. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Chief. All right, now it's time for board comments. Director DeMonico.
Okay. Well, I'm going to start with the Board of Supervisors meeting. Everybody knows what occurred at the Supervisors meeting, and we're very grateful for the Board of Supervisors meeting. But we did have a Confire board meeting. Following that meeting, we had it on this past Monday, and the Confire Board of Directors approved a number of things to move forward towards implementation, including to initiate maybe a search for a general manager, and I guess we're going to call him a CEO, for lack of a better term, but to start moving forward. Implementation is probably scheduled for, I think, October 24, am I correct? So we've got a short period of time to move forward with a number of things, but Confire did approve all those things, the board met, and so we're moving forward. And I did attend other things, the Inland Empire Utility Agency board meeting. I actually viewed that online. Had my monthly with the chief. The Chino Valley Holiday Luncheon, that was a nice luncheon this year. It is every year. The chamber does a nice job. I attended Supervisor Hagman's 4th District Christmas party. That was nice. The Chino Youth Christmas Parade. I'm been in it a number of years. I think I've been in it every year since I've been on the board, but that's always a lot of fun and it's really nice. And to make a child smile. But what can you say about that program? That is just an incredible program. I remember back when we first started, I wasn't here when we started that. We started, what, 22 years ago?
22 years.
And which we found out today, because we didn't know how long it's been, but it's been 22 years. And I think, in the beginning, I think we had 3 buses, and I think 80 or 90 students, and now I don't know what we're up to, but back then they got $80 or $90, and now it's up to 150 and a whole lot more students. And it's just an incredible program, and it's come a long way, so. I'm very proud of this district. The district should be very proud of what we've done with that. I do want to congratulate Captain Underwood and our 5 years of service for Inspector Chung for her service. But I do want to take a moment and thank staff. I want to thank the board. I want to thank everybody for all the hard work this past year and all the support to my presidency on the board for that year. If it weren't for you, it would be it could be a very difficult and challenging job sometimes, but in my board, I mean, you guys all make it easy, and I just want to thank you all so much for that. And want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we'll see you in 2024. We'll see you at other events, but we'll see you back here in 2024. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Tom?
Well, like I say, ditto to all what John just basically said, almost verbatim. It's been a really busy last 30 days. I think I counted 11 or 12 different events that we attended. And I think one of the highlights, of course, was the Chino Youth Christmas Parade, which I had a very leisurely, enjoyable ride with some very nice people. I'd like to say that.
I was sitting next to you.
Yeah, she was sitting next to me, okay. And again, I'm not gonna go through all the different ones, what I attended, but just happy holidays for everybody, and I guess I'll see you next year. That's it.
Thank you. I as well attended almost everything that everybody else attended. A couple extra ones. For City of Chino Hills, they went through their reorg. So Cynthia Moran's now the mayor, and Art Bennett's the vice mayor. And Art will continue to be our liaison with the Chino Hills City Council here with the fire district. I attended yesterday Glenn Duncan's memorial service in Chino. Tom, you guys put together a wonderful event for a great man, so that was fantastic. Once again, congratulations to Captain Underwood and to Tori for her 5 years, and John, you did a terrific job this year, so thank you for your leadership. That's it.
Vice President Ramos.
Okay. Since Tom was extra short, I have to take his time, be extra long. I attended the Chino Hills Salute to Service event, as many others. I had a couple Chino Council meetings, my one-on-one meeting with the chief, the tree lighting, Chino Hills tree lighting, our agenda review, and all our items were on this agenda. And I had a Carbon Canyon Fire Safe Council meeting, and I once again just want to have it heard that they are in a financial dire. And I'm gonna go looking for funds, try to do whatever I can to seek funds anywhere, because they won't even be able to, we won't be able to, because I'm part of that as a liaison, even pay for insurance, which is necessary. So I'm just gonna state that again for the record. Of course, Supervisor Hagnan's Christmas open house, our youth parade, and it was amazing. I really enjoy spending time with these guys, and on the side when we're not doing business, we really have a good fun time together, and it's nice to just have normal and not talk shop and just really enjoy your company. So with that, and then our Make a Child Smile program today. It's always wonderful, and getting to see a lot of people come pull together for to support children that are in need. Our ambulance contract, I was gonna say, woohoo! I know you guys have already said a lot of wonderful things, but excited about that. John, thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your friendship. You always do us well, and we appreciate everything that you bring forward. And thank you. I just wanted to just really thank you for that. Our new chaplain, I'd love to see it expanding, so welcome Joey. And we have Brett. I'm really happy to see that. It was very nice that you, that's a nice compliment. When you say that you would want someone to marry your daughter, that is a huge compliment, you guys. So he's a great guy, I know. And to Tori. And with that, I'm gonna transition to something a little differently. So at approximately 3:45 PM on Sunday, the 10th, this last Sunday, my boss's husband had a major cardiac heart attack while they were at home. I had Medic Engine 65 and 66, Medic Squad 66 arrive, and they tended to him. He was transported to the cath lab at Pomona Valley Medical Center. He had 3 stents inserted. He was released last evening. He's slow but recovering at home. Here's a note from my boss who was sad. She's caring for him, so she couldn't be here. She says, I am personally so thankful for the Chino Valley firefighters as they helped my husband through a severe heart attack last weekend. The level of knowledge and professionalism was amazing. They were thorough and had empathy through the entire frightening situation. Believe me, being an ICU and ER nurse for over 25 years, I know what to look for. I know in the future I can trust our Chino Valley team for outstanding patient care. I'm sorry I can't be there, but I thank you from the bottom of my heart. You are all amazing. And that's from Lori Robertson. And then from me, and I had to write it down, I just want to thank everyone for providing care to him that evening. They're very near and dear to me. They take care of me tremendously. One of the conversations that my boss had with me is the skill set of Christopher, it's Y, right? What? You, okay. And she was so impressed with the knowledge. She listened to conversations and such, and I won't get into complete details, but she just could not believe the level of knowledge that our staff has, and just beyond blown away. When I spoke to Chris today, he's like, that's my job, that's what I do. I don't think you guys realize the gift that you give families with our cardiac care program, the gift that we give to families, that people make it to the hospital and make it home, and they're able to be with their families once again. So my boss knows that they saved her husband's life, and she's so grateful for that. I want to thank everyone for taking the time to train and train and train, for their hard work in making our cardiac care program successful. Because as we know, we've had numerous presentations brought forward, and it is successful, you guys, so thank you. With that, I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year, and I pray for the Lord's blessing upon everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, like everyone, lots of events going on, starting with Veterans Day, tree lightings, the supervisor meeting with the ambulance. That was just a great occasion. Yeah, absolutely right. And I know there's been a tremendous amount of work led up to this, a lot of work ahead. Dean, I know you've got a lot of challenges ahead. I'm sure other staff too. John on the board. So we look forward to how this all comes and concludes. The Chino Parade was just a kick. My grandsons had a great time, and they behaved, which was awesome. On the 11th, met with the chief. On the 12th, later in the afternoon, the Glenn Duncan event, that was just so well done, Tom. Thank you for how much you put into that. I know you two were very close and dear friends, and it showed. It was just a tremendous event. The outpouring of people and the comments. Yeah, it was awesome. It was just fantastic. Earlier in the day, I attended the CIM meeting, and I just want to report that they have a new warden, or an interim warden, I should say, Travis Pennington. He's apparently been in the correctional business for many, many years and knows this area well. It sounds like he's in background or something, and potentially will be the warden, but anyway, at this point, he's the new interim. And he did comment about they had a mass casualty training, and we participated with them in some event. Is that true? Yeah, okay, so they were very appreciative for our participation in that. And let's see here, congratulations, yes, to Tori and to Brett Underwood on his promotion. Chaplain Joey Padilla, again, that is just a wonder. I met him earlier at the Make a Child Smile, and right away, just a good, genuine person. I know there's a little bit that goes into this process. Chief and I have talked about that. Looks like a great selection. Look forward to what he brings. His wife did say, though, that she's looking forward to some calls. She's like, when are you guys gonna get him out of the house? So don't hesitate to reach out to him. So, let's see here. John, yeah, thank you for your year as president. Not just how you serve as president, but your insights, whether you're president or not, your background and your insights are a huge help here on this board, certainly for me and I believe for all of us. So thank you for your year of leadership. And like you mentioned, staff helps us look good, and I'm already experiencing that, of course. All staff, particularly Melania and Kelly and Rita and Angela, who keep sending out reminders and pestering if I don't respond, keep it up, I appreciate it. And preparing the script and everything, I'm already enjoying that. And I think we all do throughout the year too. So thank you to everybody. And let's see here, did I cover it all? I think I did. So with that, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas as well. Everybody be safe. Look forward to seeing everybody at our next board meeting next year. And the meeting will be adjourned to a regular meeting of the Board of Directors of the Chino Valley Independent Fire District to be held on Wednesday, January 10, 2024 at 6 p.m. in the East Fire District Administrative Headquarters Office, located at 14011 City Center Drive, Chino Hills, California 91709, and we are adjourned.